In this week's Wellworthy, we dive into how the shifting way we're eating could potentially yield some unexpected benefits, and how those benefits could help to support us under these trying circumstances, whether they're a challenging economy, strained wallets, uncertain paychecks, government instability, or all of the above. Beef prices just hit a record high, and 60% of Americans are saying they're buying less beef. Depending on how they're shifting their diets, it could have a potentially strong impact on their overall well-being, namely shifting to whole plant-based foods like beans, lentils, tofu can lower cholesterol and boost mood. Last week we dived into fiber maxing, and this week that story continues with the shift to more plant-based diet, because often people are concerned about whether or not they're getting enough protein, when in fact Americans get on average less than 60% of their recommended daily intake of fiber. Fiber, in one of its roles, it can help to regulate serotonin, which can thus help to stabilize mood. If costs are a barrier, plant-based foods offer an accessible way to achieve your nutritional needs. However, the science shows that it does matter what types of plant-based foods you're consuming, and they aren't all created equally. You'll want to focus on whole plant-based foods and avoid the ultra-processed ones, because they can actually have adverse effects both on your health as well as your mental health and mood. While we can all acknowledge that economic instability directly impacts mental health, we must also acknowledge the ripple effect of this. There may be anywhere between 700 to 800,000 federal workers who are potentially furloughed. However, that impacts them, that impacts families, that impacts the communities who rely on them, and the people who rely on the services that they provide. This means a much bigger pool of people who are not only impacted economically, but also mentally. Last time there was a government furlough, there were reports of increased depression, stress, insomnia, and anxiety. So, as we think about the impacts of this, it's important to remember and lean into community advocacy and support. There's a wide range of ways in which you can provide support, but remember, one of the things that's helping us all to get through this and hopefully to the other side is through community support. At the end of the day, when nutrition, mental health, and economics intersect, small choices like more fiber and shared meals make a big difference.